Alien Empire demands our surrender. Earth answers with fire. They gave us one chance to surrender. We answered with a weapon the galaxy had never seen. And in that moment, the rules changed forever. Before we dive in, drop a quick best sci-fi story in the comments. It sounds small, but it really helps share this story with more sci-fi fans like us. I love seeing who's here on the front lines with me. Now, the Thalrune Imperium has demanded Earth's surrender. What happens next will decide the fate of humanity. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Demand. The alien voice filled every channel, every frequency, every human ship's comms. Cold, resonant, certain. People of Earth, you have trespassed beyond your station. You will lay down your arms and surrender your fleets. The Thalrune Imperium offers you one chance for mercy. Refuse, and your worlds will burn. On the UNS Dauntless, Fleet Admiral Serena Holt stood on the command deck, the transmission's final syllables still vibrating in her bones. Around her, officers glanced at one another, fear lurking behind their duty. She took a breath, cut the feed. The bridge went silent, except for the low hum of reactor power. Outside, the enemy fleet glinted in the black. 50 warships in perfect formation, their hulls carved like obsidian knives, each one capable of reducing a continent to molten slag. "They've brought the Severance class," her tactical officer murmured. "That means they expect to end this fast." Holt's jaw tightened. "They're not wrong about one thing. This will end fast, one way or another." In the pit of her stomach, she felt the weight of humanity's gamble. The Dauntless carried Earth's first prototype spinal railgun, Project Morningstar. Firing it would either shatter the Thalrune line or prove humanity's rebellion was a mistake. "Status of the coil capacitors?" she asked. 70% and climbing," said Chief Engineer Valdez. 3 minutes to charge. The Thalrune fleet began to advance in unison. No scatter, no hesitation. Their doctrine was built on intimidation. Present an unbreakable wall, then erase your enemy in a single overwhelming strike. "Helm," Holt ordered, "bring us nose on to their lead battleship." A murmur ran across the bridge crew. Nose on meant they'd take the brunt of the incoming fire. Holt ignored it. Humans didn't survive by playing by alien rules. The first plasma lances lit the void, arcs of white-blue fire tearing toward them. Shields flared as Dauntless rocked under the impact. Valdez shouted over the alarms. "Coils at 95%! Holt's hands tightened around the armrest. "Target the Imperius. Firing solution locked?" "Locked!" A final flash lit the tactical screen. "Fire," she said. The railgun slug screamed down the Dauntless's spine at 0.15 C, invisible to the naked eye. A heartbeat later, the Imperius came apart without sound, just a bloom of white vapor, debris scattering like pollen in the sunlight. Across the enemy formation, movement froze. The galaxy itself seemed to hold its breath. Then one lone alien voice cut through on an open channel. "You will burn for this." Chapter 2, Holding the Line. The silence lasted less than a second. Then the Thalrune fleet erupted in a storm of fire. Plasma beams sliced through the void. Missiles streaked like comets. The Dauntless's shields flared and failed in places, armor blistering under the heat. "Return fire, pattern Delta 3, Holt snapped. Human cruisers and destroyers peeled off in coordinated arcs, unleashing salvo after salvo of coil gun rounds and missile swarms. Thalrune interceptors cut them down, but a few slipped through, slamming into alien hulls. "Morningstar coil recharge at 20%, Valdez reported. "Too slow," Holt muttered. "We need to buy more time." Her mind raced. Every second they held meant the prototype could fire again, but the enemy was closing, and the Dauntless could not withstand a sustained brawl. "Send Glasgow and Madrid to flank the Severance-class destroyers," she ordered. "Harass, draw fire, then fall back behind our cruisers." The tactical display lit up with movement. The Glasgow dove under a plasma barrage, coil guns punching into a destroyer's side. It buckled, but didn't break. Boarding alarm screamed. "Deck 9 breach," a Marine shouted over comms. "Multiple hostiles." Holt opened a channel. "Marines, you hold that line. No alien sets foot on this bridge." Static and gunfire answered her. In the chaos, An urgent ping flashed on her console. The alien flagship, the Vigilant Spear, was maneuvering into position, energy readings spiking. Tactical's voice was tight. "They're charging a stellar lance." Holt's pulse kicked. The lance wasn't a beam. It was a sun-piercing, ship-melting scythe of focused energy. One hit would carve Dauntless in half. Valdez's voice was sharp. "We've got 40 seconds to recharge. Admiral, we can't take that hit." The bridge seemed to shrink. Holt's mind burned through options. None were good. She opened fleet-wide comms. "All ships on me. We're going to blind them." The order made no sense until the fleet fired a coordinated missile spread, not at the enemy hulls, but into a debris cloud from the Imperius. Shrapnel and chaff exploded outward, scattering into the lance's line of sight. The Vigilant Spear fired. The beam lanced through the debris field, energy scattering. The Dauntless shuddered from residual impact, but remained intact. "Coils charged," Valdez reported, voice steady now. Holt exhaled. "Target the Vigilant Spear. Fire!" The shot punched through space, straight toward the alien flagship. The slug hit dead center. Shields rippled and held. Holt stared. "What the hell?" Chapter 3, The Shield Problem. The bridge lights flickered under another barrage. Holt's mind churned. The railgun slug should have gutted that ship. The fact that it hadn't meant the Thal Rune had adapted. Science Officer Arun Malik was already working furiously at his station. "Admiral, I think I've got it. Their shields are harmonically tuned to counter plasma and energy, but after the Imperius they've recalibrated to bleed kinetic energy over a distributed field." "Translation?" Holt demanded. "They can absorb the hit, unless we change how we deliver it." Another boarding alert. Another section of hull breached. Marines were dying. "How?" she pressed. Malik's eyes lit with the desperate thrill of an idea. "If we shape the slug with a fragmenting sabot, it'll breach the shield in microseconds at multiple points. The shockwave inside the bubble will overload their field before it can distribute the impact." Valdez grimaced. "That's untested. Could detonate inside our own barrel if the timing's off." Holt looked between them. "Get it done." The alien fleet closed in, now fighting with a ruthless, almost personal fury. They weren't just attacking, they were punishing. In the distance, the Madrid exploded under concentrated fire. On the bridge, Malik uploaded new firing parameters. Valdez rerouted every spare watt to the coils. 2 minutes to charge, Valdez said. The Vigilant Spear turned, its lance arrays glowing again. This time, there would be no debris field to save them. "Helm," Holt ordered. "Bring us in close. Point-blank range." The helmsman blinked. "Admiral, that puts us inside their defensive swarm." "I know." The Dauntless surged forward, weaving through plasma fire, shields screaming. Enemy interceptors swarmed, hammering the hull. "Coils at 80%, Valdez called. A plasma lance grazed their port side, burning through armor. Alarms blared. 95. The Vigilant Spear fired. Chapter 4. Earth answers with fire. The lance seared across space. Holt's eyes locked on the glowing edge as it closed the distance. Impact. The Dauntless screamed as metal warped and bulkheads buckled, but they were still alive. "Coils charged!" Valdez shouted. Holt's voice was a razor. "Fire the sabot!" The shaped slug tore free, crossing the distance in a fraction of a second. It hit the Vigilant Spear's shield, then bloomed, splitting into hundreds of tungsten fragments. The shield flared, rippled, then collapsed. The core slug punched through the alien hull, straight into the reactor. A silent flash swallowed the flagship, shockwave rippling through the formation. Without their command ship, the Thal Rune line faltered. Human ships surged, pressing the advantage. Within minutes, the enemy broke and retreated, what remained of them. On the bridge, Holt let the silence settle. Her hands trembled, but her voice was steady. "Signal Earth Command. The Imperium's first demand has been answered." Malik's console chimed, his brow furrowed. "Admiral, we're receiving a transmission, not from the Thal Rune." Holt turned. "Who then?" The voice was low, alien, and nothing like the Imperium's measured tones. "We have been watching, humans. You've made the galaxy listen. Now, the real predators will hear you too." The channel cut. Holt stared into the black. "Then we'll be ready. The Imperium is broken. But the war for humanity's survival has only just begun. If you were on that bridge, what would you have done? Let us know below, and be ready for what's coming next.